I'm Professor Ross Todd, Director of the Centre for International Scholarship in School Libraries, CiSSL, at Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. This video provides an overview of key findings from Phase 1 of the New Jersey Association of School Librarians research study, One Common Goal Student Learning, undertaken by CiSSL researchers from 2009 to 2011. School libraries have been an integral and sustained part of the educational landscape of New Jersey for many decades. Some of the earliest national research on the impact of school libraries on student learning was undertaken in New Jersey. Some 50 years ago, Mary Gaver, a professor in the Graduate School of Library Services here at Rutgers University, led a major research study titled The Effectiveness of Centralized School Library Services in Elementary Schools. This involved some 271 schools in 13 states across the USA. In this study, she found that students in schools with centralized libraries, managed by qualified librarians, tended to score higher than students without centralized libraries or qualified librarians. She concluded, with the school library literally the heart of educational programs, the students of the school have their best chance to become capable and enthusiastic readers, informed about the world around them, and alive to the limitless possibilities of tomorrow. The New Jersey research study, One Common Goal Student Learning, continues this tradition of Mary Gaver. This study aimed to construct a picture of the status of New Jersey school libraries and the work of school librarians. We collected data through a voluntary online survey distributed to the school librarians across the state. The survey focused on gathering benchmark data on a number of dimensions. These were school library staffing, the teaching activities and professional activities of school librarians, reading and literacy activities in the school library, administration of the school library, the status of school libraries' resource collections, information technology access and internet connectivity, school library access for student use, and school library budgets. In this study, we received 765 valid responses, representing some 30% of both public and private schools in New Jersey. Data were collected from all counties of the state as well. The total number of students enrolled in these schools was approximately 560,000, with an average enrollment of 733 students. 53% of the sample of participating schools were elementary schools, 19% were middle schools, and 25% were high schools. In terms of school library personnel, 85% of the sample were New Jersey state certified school librarians, and 91% were employed full-time. The presence of full-time certified school librarians in schools is a common factor in all of the research studies showing the connection between school libraries and student achievement. It is important that New Jersey educational decision makers understand and act upon this important relationship. The study found a rich and extensive contribution of school librarians to the teaching and learning agenda of the schools. Indeed, a national professional expectation is that school librarians collaborate with classroom teachers to design and implement instructional units that focus on core standards related to information access and use, effective research strategies, as well as developing knowledge-based outcomes of specific curriculums. On average, school librarians in this study were involved in 5 instructional collaborations with teachers during the 2008-9 academic year. These were curriculum units in which students undertook library-based research tasks to build deep knowledge of their curriculum topics. These took place primarily in language arts, literacy, social studies, and science. The study showed that school librarians develop a comprehensive and diverse range of information literacy and information technology competencies. The top 10 competencies were using library catalogues, searching strategies for the World Wide Web, using the internet and other sources ethically, strategizing for finding, evaluating, and selecting appropriate sources to answer their research questions, using electronic searching in subscription databases, evaluating the quality of websites, using software applications such as PowerPoint, Excel to do their work and to build their products, using ebooks, and using Web 2.0 tools such as wikis, blogs, podcasts, and Twitter. The school librarians also provided professional development for teaching faculty as well, and data showed an extensive range of competencies being developed, such as search strategies for the World Wide Web and databases, evaluating the quality of websites, and using a range of Web 2.0 tools to enable students to develop the products of their research. A question that is asked in many of the national school library studies is, what is the impact of school libraries and the work of school librarians on student learning? Here we ask in New Jersey, do New Jersey school libraries impact student learning? The study gathered qualitative data on school librarians' perceptions of their contribution to the learning agenda of schools. Based on responses by 721 school librarians, New Jersey school libraries appear to contribute to student learning in 6 key ways. First, in terms of the development of curriculum standards, including mastery of content standards and indeed contribution to test score achievement. The second key way was the development of resource-based competencies, centering on library operations and the mastery of a diverse range of information literacy and technology competencies. The third key way focused on the development of research processes and learning management competencies. These included explicit aspects of the research process, inquiry-based processes, strategies for independent learning, and strategies for research project management. The fourth key area centered on the development of thinking-based competencies. In particular, these were processes of analysis and synthesis of information from diverse sources that enable students to develop deep knowledge of their topics. The fifth key area centered on the development of effective personal and interpersonal competencies. These included the development of positive and ethical values in relation to the use of information, increased interest and motivation for engaging with information, and working effectively with others in research activities. The sixth key area centered on increased interest and participation in reading, which according to the reading research leads to wider reading interests and the deep and sustained reading needed for improved reading comprehension. The survey also sought to gather data on the school library's contribution to reading and literacy initiatives. The study showed that school librarians in New Jersey do make a sustained and diverse contribution to reading and literacy initiatives in the school. The top 10 reading activities identified in the study were literature displays, book talks to promote literature for recreational reading, encouraging a range of free voluntary reading activities outside of the school, using databases and websites to encourage reading and to build reading interest and motivation, participating in reading incentive programs, book talks to promote curriculum-related reading, the provision of self-help information such as brochures, web links, book lists to motivate and to build interest in reading, the provision of books and information that helps students cope with challenges of everyday life or indeed sensitive topics, and summer reading programs. Overall, this research shows that the school library and the work of school librarians is a vital and important part of New Jersey schools. The findings indicate that the school library and the work of school librarians contribute in rich and diverse ways to the intellectual life of a school and to the development of students who can learn and function in a rich, complex, and increasingly digital information environment. It's clear to me that school libraries in New Jersey that are staffed by certified school librarians provide common information grounds for supporting learning through engagement with information, and with particular emphasis on the development of students' abilities to interact with information and to use it to learn well. This contribution, of course, is underpinned by an information and technology infrastructure and enabled through strong instructional, service and administrative roles that school librarians undertake. But it is the instructional role of school librarians that stands out in these findings. The large number of collaborations developing information literacy competencies, as well as large numbers of cooperations and coordinations, show a strong level of engagement in teaching and learning. The qualitative survey responses collectively show the contribution of the school library and the work of the school librarian to the development of the whole child and to the mission of the school. The school library is portrayed as an agency for intellectual development and for the social and cultural growth of students as they grow up and live in a complex, diverse, and digital information world. We encourage you to take a look at the full report of Phase 1 of this New Jersey study. It's available at our CiSSL website, cissl.rutgers.edu.